Hey Titans, this is Mickett. Just going to do a war recap here. We're pretty much down to the end here, and it looks like we've got a sizable lead. We have 32 seconds left. We're in good shape here. I'm just going to tell everybody good job. 82-51. This basically was won early on. If you look at the war events, we got a lot of points very early on in the board. We got a lot of 3 stars up high. That definitely helped. The vitaliy grabbing 3 and 4, and then on down the line, we were able to get a lot of these. Stu getting number 2 on number 2, or getting 2 on number 2, was also key. All right, so let's take a look at the results here. 82-51. And pretty good participation. I know Guts had already said that he has his phone died, or I mean died like in the water sort of thing. Had a few other people that didn't show, not sure why, but in this one it didn't make as much of a difference. They had a bunch of guys that bailed jump ship, and that did not help them at all. So they weren't bailed at the beginning, but they bailed very soon after that. I think after we got our lead. I'm going to do a couple replays here. I'm going to jump over, first of all, I think it would make sense to do a replay of this one. This was key because when our Town Hall 10s can get a 3-star on another Town Hall 10, it helped that their Town Hall 10s, a couple of guys had like paper thin walls. I mean, this is considered for Town Hall 10, this is very thin. I know some people look at the Lego walls and they're like, oh, those are high, but that's really not that high. You can get through those pretty quickly. He deploys his golems in the middle and gets a pretty good spread there. He's able to get a couple of P.E.K.K.A.s up the front. If one P.E.K.K.A. wanders around the side, that's really not that much of a problem. Now, one of the keys of this is if you look at the, I'm going to pause it for a second. If you look at the Inferno Towers, both set at single. If you come along with a freeze spell and freeze them, that you can definitely freeze that, but they can't target enough things like that. And so this dragon gives a little bit of trouble right in here, but he's able to take it down with the Archer Queen and get rid of it. And then the Inferno Tower, when that goes down pretty soon here, then there's only the one left, and he puts a rage down there just to be able to get to that last guy. He has pretty high level Archer Queen. His Barb King is a 10, gets the job done in this case, but the Archer Queen is really doing yeoman's work from the back there. And one of the things that's really helping him is this one P.E.K.K.A. that's gone around the side with this pack of wizards has really cleared this entire left side, and that's really helping him because his P.E.K.K.A., which is I believe a level 5 P.E.K.K.A., is tanking here and really making room for everybody else. Everything else starts to catch up. Now the other thing that kind of happens here is he's kind of, I don't want to say lucky, but he's very fortunate that his Golem and his P.E.K.K.A.s go out there and they start, I'm going to speed through this a little bit, his Golem gets out front there again, which is key, because now his Queen and the wizards can come behind and really not have to take any fire, and even that P.E.K.K.A., and they're able to come here and catch up here, and the wizards take those down, which just leaves that much less for the Golem to have to go after. The Golem is just tanking again. Sometimes when you go against bases, you can end up with it backwards, and you end up with the Golems behind and stuck. This is a really wide open base in the middle, so that's not a problem. Nice job by vitaliy. I'm going to go back and jump back and grab another replay. I'll just starting. Okay, so I think another one I'd like to grab is, I'll grab number, no, that's mine, Al's, because this one is a Valk one. It's kind of fun to watch. If you take a look down there, he's got, oh, I can't, of course, blow that part up. He's got 8 Valks down there. He has some hogs. So this one is called a Govaho. Basically, you're using the hogs to be able to run around the side and get the defenses. The Valks are what do most of the work. You got to get them into the middle. And one of the things that's tricky about using Valks, and why not many people use them at all, is that you have to have a really, really wide funnel, because they will tend to run towards buildings. One of the nice things that they do is they run towards buildings where there's a couple of them together, and they'll do that. But one of the biggest problems you have is that they will then sometimes run in unpredictable ways, because they'll try and get to the middle of buildings, but they may not go up the middle like you want them. Anyways, but Al does a nice job on this one. Comes in here, tries to get the CC draw, has a little trouble. This is a good example of what do you do when things don't quite work out. Well, you know what? You throw a few more troops at it and you just do what you can. He comes in here with another one. I don't even think he gets the whole draw here, so he's going to have to bring in even more. What you try and do when you're trying to do that draw, by the way, is you try and bring in as many as you need, and it's something you get used to, as many as you need up front. Part of the problem is, of course, if the base hasn't already been attacked, you don't necessarily know how many are in there. If they have all archers, it could take forever to get that draw, even though they're easier to kill. But this sort of thing, it's just a matter of getting in there. He obviously had this placed in such a way to make it difficult. Okay, he brings that Barb King in there, and you're like, why does he do that? Well, he did that because that Tesla in the corner, which is kind of tricky, killed one of his archers or wizards or something like that, and so he does that. It sacrifices his Barb King, but as I said, he's still doing just fine. His queen is over there, 15. He's going to come behind here and pull a lot of these defenses out of the way. And so he's got his spread there with his golems. This one was a particularly easy one to get those golems. Now look how wide that is. So the Valks got no other choice of anywhere to go. They're going right up the middle. Everything else is destroyed. Now Valks are really tanky, a little finicky about which way they go, but he got the perfect jump spell on that one. Keeping these guys healed, but most importantly, getting that rage on them early on. Once these guys are raged, they just start destroying through and tearing through all the heroes and buildings. Watch how fast these go down once they get in the middle of these things. And so basically there's no middle left anymore. Gone. So now what he does is he brings those hogs in from the side just to be able to do a little of the cleanup of the defenses, because these Valks are now going to get a little bit carried away and hung up on trying to go after some of these, and you want the hogs around to jump over and do the cleanup as much as possible. They're coming through. They got nothing left that's going to hit them. Really, and then they got the queen also coming over here. Just a really nice job. He hasn't even used his poison spell. Hasn't been an issue. A lot of times that happens. I've found now that when you end up with having a dragon in there, it's not worth throwing the poison spell at him. So you keep it around in case you get a lot of skeletons or something, and then sometimes it's just not an issue. Either they have the skeletons set for air or whatever the case may be. All right, so just the one, I think one building left there. Where is it? Oh, there it is, the army camp. Anyways, nice job by Al on an unusual attack, but he's getting better and better at that, so it's kind of fun to watch. Anyways, nice job, Titans. I'm going to post this later on the WarCap. This is one of our higher scores. Just so you know, kind of our magic number is if we're able to, in a 30v30, 30 versus 30 attack, which is what this was, if we can get 79, we will win 90% of our wars like that. So 82, obviously above that. The 51 obviously is just not, that's making all sorts of room for us to be able to do it. But they might have become disheartened along the way and just stopped attacking. Who knows? Although I will say they had some good attacks. I'm not going to go through those because I don't like to show our defenses online. But they had some nice attacks. I know they had a 2-star on Ab King by number 8. So that was a nice attack, and some other ones that are out there. Good job, Titans. This is Mickett. Just want to make sure that you like and subscribe and keep on clashing.